Difficulty with early mornings, lacking in energy levels, and not being able to get all of my tasks done within that day. These are the exact three problems I was experiencing 4 weeks ago until I found and read the book, The 5 AM Club. After implementing the methods within the book, I found that I made progress and that these problems became solved. In this video, I'm going to share with you what I've learned, my tips, my tricks, my insights, and how I can help you to do just the same. All that plus some final tips towards the end. Let's get into it. What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new and just joining, what's going on? My name is Benjamin Harding. I'm a video creator and an experienced traveler, and I put videos just like this one. They're all on my personal experiences, which normally contain either travel or self-development. So if that's your kind of vibe, consider subscribing. Also, I just want to say a massive thank you to all the new subs to the channel. It's amazing to have the opportunity to help more people, so thanks again for that. Buzzing to get started. Without further ado, let's jump into this video. So, time for another little catch up. As I started my new role as a driller offsider out in the mines, my routine would be waking up at 4:30, starting at 5:30 and working all the way through till 5:30. And in doing so, I felt that on my mornings, I felt really fresh after a good night's sleep beforehand. After experiencing this for the last 2 weeks, I then decided that when I was to finish my swing and come back to Perth, that I would try to implement this type of routine into my personal life. Due to the nature of my job being physically and mentally demanding, and for my focus needing to be on point for long periods of time, i.e. 12 hours per day, I decided that when I was to come back to Perth, I would need to set myself up into a routine where I was able to progress in doing this. So when I stayed in the hostel, I went around the city and I went to the bookshop. For quite a while now, over the last 2-3 months, 2.5 a year give or take, I've been diving into the knowledge of reading from books and learning from the greats. In doing so, when I was in the shop, I came across this book, which is called The 5 AM Club by Robin Sharma. It took my eyes straight away. I read the contents and the blurb. Within about 10 seconds, I knew straight away, I was like, this is the book that I need right now. After buying it, I brought it back here and I have finished it within about 2 weeks, which has never happened before. The stuff that I've learned in this book has certainly helped me massively, not only with my nightly ritual, but my morning routine. And I'm one of them people that I like to try most experiences for myself to see if they work or not. So when it comes to learning something new, I normally go through 3 simple stages to obtain that mastery. The first one being deep observation, the second one being skill acquisition, and the third being experimentation. Now you can apply this to your personal or your professional life, either or. For me, I like to do both and then see what kind of feedback I get from how I go at trying to do that. These methods I've learned from a very popular book that I've read called Mastery by Greene. I'll leave all of the links for these books in the description box below if you want to go and check them out. This is also one of my favorite books as well, and it certainly has helped me to kind of be more conscious and be more aware of how I go about entering somewhat of an apprenticeship phase where I can learn from others, different mentors, different people, and just build my own array of knowledge by going through this simple step process. Okay, first step, deep observation. I simply read the book. I did a few pages here or there per night or during my day and made sense of the information for it to go in. With doing this, I went in it with an open mindset. Reason being is because sometimes some books, they may not sit well, or you may not believe kind of the information that is being put out. With reading also, just as a sidebar with this, is that over the last 4 months, give or take, of reading books, I've tried to read in different categories. For example, books in lifestyle, books in business, mindset, self-development. So it gives you a bit of a overall bigger perspective on the information that you're obtaining, learning and digesting. And so the first big thing about observation in this book was the 3-step success formula, which is quite simple. It starts with, first there's learning, then there's implementation, and then there's making income. So when you learn, you're growing. When you're implementing, you're executing. And when you're making income, you can have a bigger impact. And when I looked at this diagram and kind of thought about it, let it digest and sit with me for a bit, made a lot of sense. And I applied this to my own personal life of kind of how, okay, which areas are less at the moment, which are more, which needs to be more focus. And then I was more conscious of kind of how I wanted to obtain this personal mastery to support my professional life as well. That moves us on to the next one, skill acquisition. In order to go through a transformation of some sorts, you need to acquire the right skills in order to move forward. You can learn all you want, and you can digest that information, but if you don't put that information to good use, you're not going to move forward. As simple as that. So with the skills that I needed to acquire for obtaining these types of routines, that would be resilience, perseverance, adaptability, being able to change my whole routine into something I've not done before for myself and trying to make it stick, which then brings on another skill that I'd need to acquire, which is reliability, not on other people, but more so on myself to be like, Ben, you need to get up at 5, you set the alarm, you don't sleep in, you put your clothes next to your bed so they're ready to go in the morning. You wash your face with water and you get out that door of your gym kit and you make it work and you go for it. And then that moves us on to the 3rd step, which is experimentation. This is my favorite part. Let's see if this works. So each morning up at 5 a.m, doing the victory hour all the way through till 6, getting out of the house at that time, and then which I come to learn about the different principles in this book. I installed the 20-20-20 principle in here, which is basically the first 20 minutes of that hour you move. So this could be a workout, this could be a run. I do a HIIT workout down by the park, which is awesome. Gets me proper sweating, happy days. The second, which is reflect. So that could be meditation, journaling. I do journaling in my notes and then listen to a playlist that I have on Spotify. I'll be sure to link that down. It's called Reflection Meditation. Really, really good. And then the third one, which is to grow, which is listening to podcasts, listening to mentors that you have that you kind of want to aspire to be like or want to learn about, because it will make you better. And so after trying the methods of what was recommended in the book, I then tried to experiment with different variations. So instead of doing the 20-20-20, I would try, okay, let's work out and move for 30 minutes, let's meditate for 10 minutes, and then let's grow for 20 minutes. And then also I tried 10, 20, 30, and you get the picture, all different types. Because then if you're trying all different avenues or all different ways, you then figure out what kind of works well for you, what you enjoy more, what you can then get more progress from after, through trial and error, through experimentation. And then you find yourself a nice little routine where, okay, that works for me, I'm going to keep doing that. And then that's your own unique perspective and own unique method on how you move forward with that and enjoy it at the same time. Okay, so let's move on to the pros and cons. I'm going to start with the cons first and give you my personal experiences of the workaround that I will attach to that. I've noted it down all in my notes here, so I'll share it with you. The first one of cons is early start when tired. The workaround for that, which will be for me, wake yourself up with cold water to the face. That really helps. Next one is inconsistent sleep. Workaround with that would be plan and set your nightly ritual. Spoke about that earlier. Consistent hours of sleep. So normally 7 to 9 hours, I think researchers and all information online says is pretty optimal and pretty good. Next one we've got is stiff and sore body. That'll definitely be happening if you're not used to such exercise. Workaround on that would be stretch before and after. So dynamic stretch before, static stretch after. I used to do this with my fitness and my gym workouts. Definitely helps for sure. And then also refuel with protein after you've done your workout so you can get that energy back, fill your muscles with the right nutrition. Lovely stuff. Then we move on to the next one, which is it's dark and it's cold outside. Here in Perth, WA, normally it's not too cold. It's very windy here though, so sometimes it's been raining and stuff and it just lessens the motivation. But the workaround for that would be add more layers to your gym kit. At this current point in time, I am layered up. I've got joggers on underneath this and I'm nice and warm here, so it's happy days. Next one would be doing it by yourself. Obviously, to gain the motivation to get up and go by yourself could be quite hard sometimes. The workaround with this would be invite a partner or a friend to join you for this challenge if they're up for it. Next one would be feeling of no progress. This can certainly be a demotivator. It has demotivated me in the past, especially when you don't see any form of moving forward. Workaround with this, I would say, is, I tell this to myself quite a lot, and I've mentioned it in previous videos, is progress requires consistency and patience. And obviously if you keep at it, 1% progress is better than 0%. And obviously 1% doesn't feel like that much right now, but if you do that 100 times. Next one would be less energy at the start. As I read in the book, this whole process is definitely hard at the start, messy in the middle, and then gorgeous at the end, which I've come to believe is very, very true, and which supports the whole methodology behind it, which, yeah, 100% support that. And then obviously the workaround for this would be your body needs to move in order to get your blood flowing around your body. Obviously when you sweat, it releases hormones in order to kind of get your body ready for that day. And then the last one, which is keeping consistent and keeping it going. Workaround with this is reward yourself after you've done the full victory hour, the full lap, after completing it. So for example, with mine, when I finish it, I treat myself to a really nice breakfast, some avo, eggs on toast, something like that. Or I'll also do a nice other reward, which is to have a nice hot steamy shower right after the workout. So I know that obviously once I get into a habit of being like, okay, you've done your workout, you've done the full hour, you've done the whole routine, then you get this reward, and then my body and my mind sees it as, I like the reward, wicked, that'll make me want to do the whole routine again. Nice. And then moving on to the pros, I also made a nice little list as well for these ones. I'll go through it real quickly for you. So the first one, which is tranquility and peace. I often find this at the quieter times of the day, in the morning when no one's out. It's actually really, really peaceful, and it's nice. And this allows me for the next one, which is time to think. It allows me to clear my mind, think about what's going to happen that upcoming day, reflect, enjoy those peaceful moments, and yeah, not be in a rush all the time. Wicked. Next one, which is wakes you up and uplifts your energy. I definitely felt a bit of that after the first couple of days, which was awesome. Makes you feel better mentally. Obviously, if you're creating more space in your mind for the thoughts after you reflect, so clearing it basically in order to attack the day, then obviously that is helping mentally in that way. It certainly did for me. And then this moves on to allowing yourself for self-love. When you're going through this whole process of focusing on yourself, focusing on your health, I definitely felt a bit of self-love and a bit of time dedicated to me at that front end of my day, which I felt was actually really nice, really nice. Obviously, it's better with people to join. I'm a solo traveler, so I do all these things by myself, but at some point down the line, I would love to get people to either join me if they wanted to, or to have a go at giving it a go if they fancied. And the next one, which would be to listen, feel, and get immersed in nature. Beauty, this one. So obviously living by the coast, my workout routine, I go up and down the coast, I park myself up at the park, and then I do the workout there. I'm around the birds, I'm around the nature, I can see the sea from where I do my workout. All these different things make me feel whole, they make me feel better, they make me feel good. Okay, so moving on to the final tips. First one is going to be, and I've said this a bit earlier in the video, but it's really helped me, so I definitely want to share it again. It is leaving your gym clothes or your workout kit right next to your bed. When you wake up in the morning, first thing you see being your clothes, it's a bit of a cue to jumpstart your brain and be like, I need to go and go do this routine, or I need to go and do this workout, or I need to move, basically. So with that being there, it'll kind of be like a bit of motivation to get going as well. Okay, second final tip that's really helped me with my routine, which is less usage of devices during my night before and my nightly ritual. For example, like I normally, with my phone and my laptop, I normally stop using them at like 7:30, 8 p.m. After that, I'd normally read a book for a little bit and then go to sleep at about 9, half 9, give or take, depending on if I'm at work or if I'm here. But yeah, this is super helped because the lights on the phones hurting my brain and giving me a bit of a headache. It gives me a bit of a break from it, and then I'm allowed to refresh, get sorted, have a nice sleep, and then when I wake up in the morning, first thing, it's like feeling really, really good, ready for the day ahead. Last and final tip, which is to not compare your journey with someone else's journey. And I'm going to take a little quote here from Theodore Roosevelt himself, which he said, "Comparison is the thief of joy." I have this saved in my notes as well. I love this quote, which is true. Everyone moves at different speeds. Everyone has their own experience on how they progress and how they obtain knowledge. So focus on you, focus on your self-development, your growth, and your goals towards what you want to achieve. And then journal it and see how you get on. And so that brings us on to the end of yet another episode. Just want to say once again, thank you so much for sticking around to the end. If you got some value out of this video, be sure to give it a nice big thumbs up. Subscribe for more travel and self-development content coming to your screens. And we'll see you all back in the next video. Take care, guys. See you later.